Hi, in this video I will walk you through final attendance reporting for your online course. Before you begin, you should refer to your online Excel spreadsheet template for your total class hours. You can also see your total class hours in your attendance grade roster. So let's head there now so I can show you where to find your total class hours. Now we're in my attendance grade roster, and you can see at the top of my roster, the total class hours are 180, and below that in red is the final roster due date, which is usually 1 week after the last day of your class. For final attendance reporting, we're inputting the total class hours for students that persisted in the class after the second census date. If you have students that you thought were going to continue past the second census date but didn't, you may also input their hours at this time by going back to the second census date, putting in those hours and dropping them. Next, you'll want to make sure that you're in the final week of the semester. We're not able to report attendance hours in advance. Cells are released by day, not week. So as you can see, these cells for Tuesday and beyond are blocked, and they will be released as each day arrives. So you'll need to wait until the last day of your class to report your attendance. And remember, you have a whole week after your last day of class to report, so there's time. For final attendance, we're reporting hours for students who continued participating in your course after the second census date. Even if they only participated for a short amount of time after the second census, you will still assign them the total class hours. And you'll also input their grade and completion at this time. For students who you've already dropped, they will have no grade and completion, and that is fine. If your total hours exceed 99, as mine do here, you will have to split them between 2 days. If they exceed 200 hours, then you'll have to split them between 3 days, because our system cannot accept more than 99 hours on one day. You also want to try to put all your hours you are reporting in the final week of the class. Don't split the hours between 2 weeks unless there is no other option. So for example, if you have over 200 hours to report and you need those split between 3 days, and if the semester ends on Tuesday, that means Wednesday is a non-instructional day, so you cannot put hours on Wednesday. So in this case, we'll have to put the hours on Tuesday, Monday, and Saturday. So you'll have to go back to the previous week and input them on Saturday. This situation is an exception and will require you to split your hours between 2 weeks, but normally you should try to avoid this. Today's the last day of my class, Tuesday. And I have more than 99 hours, so I will split my hours between Monday and Tuesday. Instead of inputting these hours student by student, I can go down to the bottom and I can go to the Update All option, and this will save me a lot of time. So this information I input here will apply to all students, and then I can go back and make whatever changes I need to. So for all the students that I'm giving total hours, they all participated in my class at some point or another. So I'm going to give them SP. So our choices are satisfactory progress or ungraded. So I will give them satisfactory progress. For completion, this is whether or not they received a certificate. I have more students who received a certificate than not, so I will put satisfied for everyone, and then I'll go back and make those changes for students that did not receive a certificate. The hours, I'll put in 99, and this will go on Tuesday. Then I can just click Apply to All, and we should see, I'll select OK. And it's just reminding you to save your roster when you're finished. And you can see it quickly applied that information to all my students. And now I just want to input those hours, the remaining hours for Monday. So that would be 81, and I'll put those on Monday and click Apply to All. And I'll just select OK. And if I go back up to the top, then I can change the completion for any students that did not receive a certificate. So I can mark them as not satisfied. If there were a few students that I want to give a grade of ungraded, I could do that as well. The last thing you'll need to do on your roster is submit a grade for each individual student. So you'll go down the line and click the yellow Submit Grade button until each student shows up as posted. So I'll click Submit Grade here. You'll have to select Yes to confirm. And then the student's grade will show as posted. Once all the grades have been posted, then you'll go ahead and click Save in the bottom left. You don't need to input teaching hours for online classes. You can check to verify that the information is correct under Totals, and then you can go down to the bottom left and select Save. Once you have inputted all your hours, grades, and completion, and you've selected Save, then you can go ahead and select Final Posting. And you will just confirm that you are ready to submit your final roster. And it will show you when you final posted, and then you will select Print Final Roster. And it will probably show up in the bottom left of your screen. You'll click on that file to open it, and you'll see your final roster. And you will be able to save this to your computer, and then you can email it as an attachment. For most campuses, you are sending this to your schedule preparer. Instructions for submission do vary by campus, so I would verify with your APC or office manager who you should be sending this to and what special instructions they might have. Okay, so that is how you do your final attendance reporting for online classes. Thank you.